Hello my dear students, in this video we are going to study chapter number 8 called function overloading and member functions. So let us have introduction. So in the previous chapter we have learned about classes and object. So those two are the important concepts or characteristics of object oriented programming language. Now let us study the next most important characteristics of object oriented programming, that is polymorphism. So let us recall the definition of polymorphism. Here the polymorphism is nothing but it's an ability of a message to process in more than one form. So best example for polymorphism is the function overloading and operator overloading. So here the same message can be processed in a different way in a different instances of time. Here in this particular chapter we are going to study about function overloading. Now let us study need for function overloading. So let us continue with the first point. When the functions are overloaded, each function in a given set of overloaded function will get executed by the compiler depending on the return type, depending on the number of arguments present in it. Hence the code is executed faster. And the second need is it is easier to understand the flow of information and debug. And the third one is code maintenance is easier. And the fourth need is easier interface between the program and the real world objects. Now let us continue with the definition and declaration of overloaded functions. Then let us study what do you mean by overloaded function. So function having the same name with a different number of arguments or with a different return type. Now let us take one example. Here you can see int sum. Inside the round braces we can write int a comma int b, put semicolon, then one more function with the same name. Next we are going to write float sum, and inside the bracket we are going to write float p comma float q and put semicolon. Here you can see the name of the function is same and the number of arguments are also same, but the return type is different. So hence these two functions are the overloaded functions. And overloaded functions are used in a situation where we want to perform a similar type of task with a different types of data. Now let us continue with restrictions on overloaded functions. So there are two restrictions. The first one is each function in a set of overloaded functions must have a different argument list. Second restriction on the overloaded function is if typedef is used for naming functions, then the function is not considered as the different type. Here you can see the typedef is a keyword which is used to alias the data type. Aliasing data type is nothing but giving one more name to the data type. Here in the second restriction you can clearly see that if typedef is used for naming the functions, means if the data type is typedef or aliased, then it is not considered as the different type because it is the same. Now let us take a programming example to show how to call a overloaded function. Here you can see I have already written in a multi-line comment to compute volume of cube, cone, cuboid and cylinder using overloaded functions. Hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h. Now let us write class definition with the keyword class and let us name this one as fun overload, curly open brace, and here we are going to use the public member access specifier, and then we are going to define the function name as volume, and inside the round braces I'm going to pass one argument, curly open brace. So this returns the volume of cube. So here we can write a single line comment. So this returns volume of a cube. Next we are going to define one more function. Here we will use the data type double, and you can see here the name of the function is same as that of the first one, so that is volume. And inside the round braces we are going to pass two arguments, that is double r and then double h, in order to find the volume of cone. So curly open brace, and here it is going to return 0.33, so that is 1 by 3 pi r square h is the formula to find volume of cone. So that's the reason we are using 1 by 3 as 0.33. Next into the pi value is 3.142. Next into r square is r into r, and into h is the height. Put semicolon, curly closing brace. Next I'm going to define one more function to find the volume of cylinder. Again I'll use double, again the same function name, that is same interface. Then we are going to use double r. Next I will use int h. Next we are going to return the volume of cylinder can be determined by the formula pi r square h. So here pi value is 3.142. Then we are going to write r square as r into r into h. Then put semicolon, curly closing brace. One more function in order to find out the volume of cuboid. So here we will write double volume double L double B, that is breadth, double H, that is height. Next here we are going to return L into B into H. So this gives me the volume of the cuboid. So here we will write the comment line. This function returns volume of cone. Then this particular function returns volume of cylinder. Then this particular function returns volume of cuboid. After defining all these functions, so let us use curly closing brace and put semicolon. So this indicates it is a termination of class definition. Now we are going to write main function to create object of this particular class. So here we are going to use void main, curly open brace. Then we are going to write name of the function as fun overload. Then I'm going to use one object, that is f of type fun overload. Then cout. Here I'm going to write volume of the cube is equal to, and here we'll use the object f dot volume to call the function. And here I'm going to pass the value as 5, and I'll use endl, put semicolon. So this displays the volume of cube. Next we are going to write one more cout statement, and here we are going to write volume of the cone equal to, and here we'll write f dot volume, and here in this case we are going to insert values, that is floating point type of data, that is 4.0, and again next I'll write 3.0. Here I'll use endl, put semicolon, cout. Next we'll write here volume of the cylinder equal to, and with the help of object we will call the volume function, and inside the round braces we are going to pass the argument. Here you can see in a volume of cylinder we have used double and integer type of data. For double type of data I'll pass argument as 2.0, and for integer type of data, for example, I'll insert 6. Again and then put semicolon, Cout, in a double quotation mark you write again volume of the cuboid is equal to, then F dot volume, and inside the round braces we are going to pass 3 arguments, so which are of floating type of data. So here I'll write 3.0, then put comma, I'll write 4.0, put comma, 5.0, then put semicolon, then here we'll write get ch, curly closing brace. So press Alt F9 to check the errors. Success, there is no error. So press enter, Control F9 to run the program, and here you can see volume of the cube is equal to 125, volume of the cone is equal to 49.76928, volume of the cylinder is equal to 75.408, volume of the cuboid is equal to 60. That's all in this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video.